it's me, Ghost Girl again, and today I'm going to be telling you a story that my gran told me. I asked my gran if she knew like any things that happened to her that was like quite scary or creepy, and one of the stories that she told me was this, and it's not really scary or creepy if I'm being perfectly honest with you. This is going to be more of a comedy video. And when my grandma was telling me this story, I was kind of laughing, and my grandma's like, "That stupid, it's no funny, and when fucking scary, you wee bitch laughing at me." And I'm like, and she was story, I was like, "Really, Gran? That was scary?" Like, you'll get what I mean when I tell you the story, but like, I don't know if you know much about my gran's personality, but she can be quite pathetic at some points. Like, she can come across as really pathetic sometimes. Like, I've not really talked about my gran's personality and that, but we don't really have a great relationship. Fortunately, I don't really have a great relationship with my gran, and it's not something that I like talking about, but it's like, it's kind of like we don't really have a relationship, and it's kind of because of the way that she acts and behaves and some of the stuff that she comes out with. Like, and she wasn't very nice. She wasn't the greatest gran when I was a kid. She wasn't nice to me, like, at all. And like, I don't really have like a bond with my gran. Like, she's my gran and I do love her, but like, we've not really got like, there's not like a bond there, and that's kind of, it's not really my fault if I'm being honest. Like, I know it's not my fault, but people like my auntie say it's my fault, and it's like, but you weren't there. Like, that auntie that says that she wasn't there, like, she didn't see what I experienced, and it's like, my gran never really made the effort to get to know me or get on with me properly when I was a kid, and because of that there's not really a bond there, and that's kind of her fault that happened. And it's finally, like, now after all these years that I realise that like, it wasn't my fault as a child, it was her that never made the effort, and her that was like the nasty one. Like, yeah, I wasn't like our children growing up, and I'm not like our people, but that's not my fault. Like, I was just born the way I was born. Like, I don't even like look like my gran or her on my mum's side of the family. Like, I've got dark features, like dark hair, dark eyebrows, dark eyes, and I get that from my dad's side of the family. I've been told I look more like them, and I think that's where one of these things comes from, because like, I didn't really know my dad that well. Like, I used to visit like years and years ago when I was a kid, but I don't see him anymore, and I've not done since I was about primary school age. But like, and I think that because I don't look like my gran, and I don't look like her family, while all the other grandchildren look like her family, and I don't. I think that's kind of where it stemmed from. But yeah, just never mind. Well, move past all that disturbing story. I don't want to make you all depressed and crying in my corner feeling sorry for me, because this channel's know all about that. I'm going to start explaining this story that my gran told me. Now this is a funny story, it's meant to make you laugh, it's not meant to make you cry like that wee speech at the beginning that just there. But anyway, so I'm going to just kind of get on with the story now. So this was years ago, before I was born. There was like a big storm where, in the local town that I live, I know this sounds like something out of a movie, but apparently it's a real storm. I googled it, like, she wasn't like making this up. But yeah, that's not how you need to watch about my gran. She exaggerates stuff and she tells loads of lies, and a lot of her lies are starting to catch up with her now. But anyway, I had to like double check the stories that she tells me they're true, and like ask other people on that. So that's probably why it takes me so long to come out with stories that involve my gran, because I need to double check to see if she's actually telling the truth and these things actually happened. Like, she's quite manipulative that way. But so there was a big storm, right, and my granddad had went out and he'd left the door open, which wasn't really like him, because he's normally quite, in fact, no, my granddad is quite forgetful, but normally he at least remembers to lock the door when he goes out. But I think my gran was still walking at that time, like she was still able to like cut about at that time. So maybe they didn't used to lock or close the door back then. But I remember when my gran got older, we had to start locking the door because she wasn't really able to move about as much. But yeah, my granddad was away out. He didn't lock the door. I think the door was actually closed, but he left it like unlocked kind of thing. But there was a really big windy storm that day, and the wind was really heavy, like really bad wind. Like, apparently there was like trees knocked over the road, and there was a house that a tree went through, like actually went through somebody's house that day, and they had to get the local council to come in and remove like all the trees off the road and stuff like that. Like I remember my granddad telling me that one day when he was picking my big cousin up from school, that he had to actually drive around a tree to get her at school. And then like when he was going back home, like the road was like blocked, so the cows, because they were getting a tree off the road, and he had to actually find another route back home. But yeah, so that was a really bad storm that day, apparently. I don't know, I wasn't even born yet. But so my gran told me that all the pots and pans, yes, this is going to be the main feature of the story, is the pots and pans. And I actually think that my gran's quite pathetic getting fit for this. But anyway, all the pots and pans, like my granddad had a rack at the time, and all the pots and pans like hang up on this pot rack that was like kind of on the wall. So they were kind of just hanging on the wall, like the kitchen wall. And as I was saying, my granddad had not locked the door, and they got like a really hard gust of wind that blew in. It actually blew the door right open. The door slammed open, and then this big gust of wind blew all the way through the house into the kitchen and knocked all the pots and pans off the kitchen wall. And then my gran said there was a tornado, but my granddad, when he told me this story, this was when he was still alive. Apparently he was exaggerating, there wasn't a tornado in the house. I said, well, Grandad, it would be very unlikely that there would be a tornado in the house anyway. But anyway, all the pots and pans blew off the wall, fell in the kitchen, and then they started spinning. All the pots and pans started spinning round and round and round the kitchen with the wind. And then my gran denies this, but I know for a fact that she would have been roaring and screaming and shouting. So apparently she was screaming her head off at these pots and pans. Hector, the fucking pots and pans blown away the kitchen! And she was spinning round in a circle. And then she thought we had ghosts. And she said, honestly, Hen, it was like something paranormal activity. I thought we had ghosts in our house and ghosts were moving the pots and pans. I was like, Jesus Christ. I think myself, Jesus Christ, how mental she sounds when she's saying that. But the pots and pans went spinning round the kitchen, and when my granddad kind of came home when the pots fell. He like walked into like the pots falling off, and then he seen them spinning, and then my gran was just like pure screaming her head off. And I'm like, well, that sounds like her, to be honest. But yeah, that's kind of the story. I know it's not really a great one, but I thought, oh, since you've ever been hearing like so many sad and depressing stories for a while, that you might need like a bit of a cheer up. But that's the story, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it gave you like a bit of a chuckle. But yeah, my granddad did tell me that he did spend a while like having to pick up like the pots and pans in the kitchen floor that day, and as per usual, my gran did nothing to help and just sat there and moaned because she's lazy and doesn't help anybody and doesn't care about anybody. But anyway, that is like a subject for another day. I feel like this is kind of like a story / rant video about my gran. I'm sorry about that. It wasn't meant to be like that. It was meant to be like a funny comedic video, but I kind of had to get like some stuff off my chest. But anyway, guys, that is the story. This video is getting a bit long now. I think I've maybe over ranted a bit. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like this video, comment down below, subscribe, click on that notification bell so that you'll be notified when my next videos come out, and follow me on Twitter, guys. Really, it's not hard. You just need to click the follow button. For some reason, I've got people that are following me on Twitter, and I'm like, and it's like, did you follow me from YouTube, or did you just randomly follow me on Twitter? I don't know. I've got like it seems to be a lot of like industries that follow me for some reason. I don't know. It must be something that I'm posting, or I must have taken a face that attracts a lot of businesses to follow me. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. That is everything for me today, and goodbye. See you next week.